The first step in building unshakable confidence is understanding that who you are today is not the limit of who you can become. Your current identity, shaped by past experiences, beliefs, and habits, may feel like your permanent reality, but it's not. Identity is fluid, it's not fixed. Ooh, choo, shoot. It's something you can evolve, adapt, and upgrade just like a piece of software. To unlock the fullest version of yourself, you have to start by defining who that person is and then start making conscious choices to align with that vision every day. This process begins with clarity. What does the best version of you look like? How does this upgraded version of yourself think, act, and show up in the world? Is it someone who speaks with authority in meetings? Someone who embraces new challenges without hesitation? Hotpotation. Someone who stays calm and resilient in difficult situations? Start by describing this ideal self in vivid detail. The more specific you are about your upgraded identity, the easier it becomes to step into it. Now it's time to disconnect your current self image from your past mistakes and limitations. Too often, we define ourselves by what we failed at, what others have said about us, or even by things we can't control. But who you were yesterday doesn't define who you are today. The you of tomorrow is waiting for you to take the reins and begin acting in alignment with the future version of you, someone who is confident, capable, and deserving of success. This shift in perspective is liberating because it tells you that your past doesn't dictate your future. Past doesn't dictate your future. To upgrade your identity, start by changing your habits. Your identity is the sum of your daily actions, and small habits compound over time to reshape who you are. If you want to be someone who feels confident in every room, start practicing the actions of confidence now, even when you don't feel ready. Stand taller, speak with conviction, engage with people more openly. These actions send signals to your brain that you are evolving, that you are stepping into a new identity. The more you act in alignment with your desired self, the more your brain reprograms itself to believe that this is who you really are. Another critical part of upgrading your identity is self-compassion. We often fall into the trap of believing that in order to become someone new, we have to completely reject or fix everything we don't like about ourselves. But true transformation happens when we accept ourselves as we are, with all of our flaws and imperfections, while still striving for growth. By acknowledging where you are without judgment and choosing to improve, you open the door for true, lasting change. Your upgraded identity should also be rooted in purpose. Confidence isn't just about how you feel about yourself. It's about having something you're deeply passionate about. When you have a sense of purpose, you walk through life with direction and clarity. This makes confidence easier to build because you're not just acting for validation, you're acting with meaning. Ask yourself, what do I truly care about? What do I want to contribute to the world? When you connect with your deepest values and incorporate them into your identity, your actions become infused with a sense of purpose that automatically boosts confidence. The journey to upgrading your identity involves embracing discomfort and taking risks. Growth doesn't happen in the comfort zone. To become the person you believe you can be, you must be willing to step outside of what's familiar and face challenges head on. Each time you take a risk and succeed, no matter how small the victory, you reinforce your new identity. Each time you fail and rise again, you reinforce your resilience. The more risks you take, the more confident you become in your ability to adapt, learn, and overcome. Finally, surround yourself with people who see your potential and challenge you to grow into that upgraded version of yourself. You don't have to do this alone. The right support system is invaluable when you're trying to step into a higher version of yourself. These are the people who will remind you of your worth, call you out when you're settling for less, and encourage you to keep going even when the journey feels long. Their belief in you will fuel your belief in yourself, reinforcing the identity you are working hard to create. Confidence isn't just a feeling, it's a physical presence. The way you stand, move, speak, and hold eye contact communicates far more than your words ever will. What's more powerful? You don't need to feel confident to look confident, and when you look confident, people treat you differently, and that in turn helps you feel the part. It's a feedback loop. Your body sends messages to your brain, and your brain responds in kind. You can literally use your body to rewire your mindset. Simple shifts in posture, shoulders back, chin up, making eye contact, using open gestures. instantly send a message of self assurance both to the people around you and to your own subconscious. Studies show that standing in a power poses like hands on hips or arms wide open for just 2 minutes can increase feelings of dominance and lower cortisol, the stress hormone. This isn't just psychology, it's biology. You can influence how you feel by how you move. Body language is the fastest way to broadcast confidence before you've built it internally. It's like wearing armor while you train your mindset. Whether you're walking into a job interview, a first date, or standing in front of a crowd, mastering your physical presence can give you a head start while the inner work is catching up. Confidence isn't something you always need to summon. Sometimes it's something you can step into, one strong movement at a time. Setbacks are not signs of failure, they're part of the process. Every confident person you admire has faced rejection, disappointment, and moments of deep self doubt. What sets them apart isn't that they never fall, it's that they know how to rise with purpose. That's where resilience comes in. Resilience isn't about being unbreakable, it's about being rebuildable. And just like confidence, it's something you can cultivate, especially when you create personal rituals that help you bounce back faster and stronger. Resilience rituals are intentional habits you rely on when things go wrong. They give structure to chaos, clarity to confusion, and strength to uncertainty. Whether it's journaling your lessons after a failure, going for a walk to calm your nervous system, calling a mentor, or revisiting your why, these rituals become your emotional first aid kit. They help you shift from reaction to reflection, from collapse to control. The key is to choose actions that reconnect you to your power, not your pain. Confidence isn't built by avoiding hard moments. It's built by learning to trust yourself in them. When you have rituals that support your recovery, you don't fear setbacks as much because you know how to navigate them. You stop asking, will I make it through this? And start declaring, I know how to come back. That belief that no matter what happens, you can rise again is the foundation of truly unshakable confidence. The harshest words you'll ever hear often won't come from the outside world. They come from within. That inner critic, the voice that says, you're not good enough, you'll fail again, or why even try, can be more damaging than any external rejection. But here's the truth most people never learn. That voice isn't you. It's a script you've internalized, built from past failures, societal pressure, fear, and conditioning. And just like any script, it can be rewritten. You can't always stop the inner critic from speaking, but you can stop listening as if it's the ultimate truth. You can challenge it. When the voice says, you're not ready, you can ask, what evidence do I have to prove otherwise? When it says you always mess up, you can counter with specific moments when you succeeded, even if they were small. This isn't toxic positivity, it's mental training, just like physical training. You're rewiring your brain to build self-trust instead of self-doubt. Confidence doesn't come from being perfect. It comes from believing you are worthy even when you're imperfect. Rewriting your internal dialogue is one of the most powerful tools for lasting confidence. Speak to yourself with the same encouragement and compassion you'd offer a close friend. Because once your inner voice becomes your greatest ally instead of your worst enemy, nothing outside of you can shake your foundation. One of the most damaging beliefs people carry is the idea that confidence is something you either have or you don't, that it's a natural born gift reserved for the lucky few. But the truth is, confidence is a learned behavior, not a fixed trait. Just like building muscle in the gym, confidence is built through repetition, challenge, and growth. The people who seem effortlessly confident didn't start that way. They simply kept showing up, taking risks and learning from every stumble. Their confidence was earned, not inherited. Confidence thrives on evidence, evidence that you can survive failure, that you can learn new skills, that you can do hard things. The more experiences you give yourself, even small ones, where you push past fear and take action, the more your brain starts to say, I've got this. You don't have to believe in yourself before you begin. Belief often comes after the action. Waiting to feel confident before trying something new is like waiting to get stronger before you start lifting weights. It just doesn't work that way. Once you understand that confidence is not a talent but a practice, everything changes. You stop looking at others with envy and start building your own foundation. You take ownership of your growth. You realize that the confident version of you isn't out of reach. It's already within you, waiting to be shaped through action, resilience, and self trust. And the best part? It's never too late to start building it. Confidence isn't just about believing in yourself, it's about being willing to be visible, even when you feel vulnerable. The courage to be seen means raising your hand when you're unsure, sharing your opinion even when it shakes, and stepping into opportunities even when you're not fully ready. Where? Many people wait until they feel perfectly confident before showing up. But the truth is, confidence is built by showing up despite the fear, not waiting for it to go away. Speaking up and standing out often bring fear of rejection, judgment, or failure. But what's even scarier is living a life where you never let people see who you truly are. You don't have to be the loudest in the room to be powerful. You just have to be real and intentional. The moment you start expressing your truth, owning your voice, and refusing to shrink yourself to make others comfortable, you begin to embody the kind of confidence that can't be faked. You don't need permission to take up space. You already deserve to. And when you choose to be visible, whether in a meeting, on a stage, in your relationships, or in your own self image, you inspire others to do the same. That's the ripple effect of courage. It gives other people the confidence to be seen too. So stop waiting for perfect timing. Start where you are with what you have and let the world see the real you. We often think confidence comes from big moments, the promotion, the public speech, the life changing decision. But in reality, true confidence is built quietly, in the small, consistent wins you achieve every single day. These micro wins may seem insignificant on the surface, waking up early, speaking up in a meeting, finishing a workout. But each one sends a powerful message to your brain. I follow through. I keep promises to myself. I can do this. Confidence is a side effect of stacking those moments over time. When your goals feel overwhelming or distant, micro wins bridge the gap between where you are and who you want to become. They're manageable, repeatable, and motivating. Each time you take a small, intentional action, especially when it's hard, you earn a tiny piece of trust in yourself. And trust, when compounded daily, becomes belief. The more evidence you gather through these wins, the less room you leave for doubt. It's not about instant transformation, it's about steady evolution. The beauty of micro wins is that they are fully in your control. You don't need permission, perfection, or a major breakthrough to start. All you need is to take one meaningful step, then another. Over time, these steps become strides, and soon you're not only achieving more, you're seeing yourself differently. That shift in self perception is the foundation of unshakable confidence, because the person who keeps showing up, no matter how small the win, is the person who refuses to fail. Mental toughness is one of the most important traits for overcoming life's challenges and achieving success. It's the ability to stay resilient, focused, and determined, even when faced with adversity. It's not about avoiding difficulties, it's about learning how to thrive in them. Life is filled with setbacks, but those who are mentally tough don't let these challenges define them. Instead, they use each difficulty as an opportunity to grow stronger, more resilient, and better equipped for future challenges. Building mental toughness is a skill that can be developed with time and practice. One of the key elements of mental toughness is embracing discomfort. People who are mentally tough don't shy away from challenges or setbacks. They lean into them. They understand that growth happens when they push beyond their limits. By consistently stepping out of your comfort zone and tackling difficult tasks, you build your capacity to handle stress, pressure, and failure. Mental toughness is about training yourself to persevere when things aren't easy. By facing challenges head on, you develop a sense of self confidence and resilience that carries you through any storm. Another crucial aspect of mental toughness is developing a positive, growth oriented mindset. When faced with obstacles, mentally tough individuals see them as opportunities to learn and grow rather than as insurmountable problems. They choose to focus on solutions rather than dwelling on the negative. By maintaining a positive mindset, even in the face of adversity, you train your brain to stay calm, focused, and determined, which is essential for overcoming life's toughest challenges. With mental toughness, you can face anything that comes your way and come out stronger on the other side. Self discipline is the backbone of every successful person. It's the ability to take action even when you don't feel like it, and to stay focused on your long term goals despite short term temptations. We all know the importance of motivation, but self discipline is what turns dreams into reality. Motivation comes and goes, but discipline is what gets you to show up consistently, day after day. Without it, even the best ideas, talents, and opportunities can go to waste. But with self discipline, you can push through the hard days and remain focused on the bigger picture. Building self discipline doesn't happen overnight, but it starts with small, intentional steps. One of the best ways to strengthen it is by creating habits that align with your goals. Instead of relying on willpower alone, design your environment and routine to support success. This could mean waking up at a specific time, exercising first thing in the morning, or avoiding distractions while working. Over time, these actions will become ingrained and self discipline will feel like second nature. Consistency, not perfection, is the key to mastering self discipline. Finally, remember that setbacks are part of the journey. Self discipline isn't about being perfect, it's about getting back on track when you fall off course. Instead of beating yourself up after a mistake, use it as a lesson to improve your process. Celebrate the small wins and don't let one failure define you. The more you practice self discipline, the easier it becomes to stick with your goals. Eventually, self discipline will not only be your tool for success, but also your way of life. With it, you'll build a future you can be proud of, one day at a time. Finding your purpose is one of the most powerful things you can do to stay motivated and driven, especially when life gets tough. Your purpose serves as a compass, guiding you through challenges and helping you stay focused on what truly matters. It's the reason you get up in the morning, the fire behind your actions, and the driving force behind your goals. Without purpose, it's easy to get lost in the noise of everyday life. But once you discover your true calling, obstacles become mere stepping stones, and setbacks feel less discouraging. The journey to discovering your purpose is unique to you, but it begins with self reflection and introspection. Ask yourself, what are my passions? What activities make me feel alive and fulfilled? What impact do I want to make on the world? Purpose isn't about having it all figured out immediately. It's about experimenting, learning, and staying open to change. It may evolve over time, and that's okay. The key is to be patient and persistent in uncovering what truly lights you up. Once you discover your purpose, everything else will start to align. Your goals, your actions, and your motivation will flow more naturally. Staying driven through life's challenges is easier when you are connected to a deeper sense of purpose. When obstacles arise, remind yourself of why you're doing what you're doing, whether it's your family, your health, your dreams, or a cause you care about. Reconnecting with your purpose provides the strength to keep moving forward. Life will throw curveballs, but when you stay aligned with your why, you develop the resilience to bounce back. Purpose fuels perseverance, and with that, you'll find the courage to face any challenge with determination and confidence. Consistency is the secret ingredient behind every success story. While talent, intelligence, and creativity are important, it's consistency that turns small efforts into massive results over time. Achieving long term success requires showing up day in and day out, even when motivation is low or challenges arise. It's not about doing everything perfectly, it's about maintaining steady progress, even when the path gets difficult. By cultivating consistent habits and routines, you build momentum that propels you toward your goals, step by step. One of the keys to staying consistent is setting clear, achievable goals. Break down large objectives into smaller, manageable tasks that you can complete every day. The more specific your goals, the easier it is to stay on track. Additionally, tracking your progress helps you stay accountable and motivated. Whether you're crossing off daily to do lists, marking milestones, or celebrating small wins, tracking your progress reinforces the habit of consistency and reminds you that every step counts. Celebrate each small victory to maintain momentum, as these successes add up over time to create massive change. Consistency also requires discipline and self compassion. There will be days when things don't go as planned, or when motivation is lacking. Instead of beating yourself up, focus on getting back on track the next day. Understand that consistency doesn't mean perfection, it means commitment. When you are kind to yourself and maintain a positive attitude, even on difficult days, you strengthen your ability to stay consistent in the long run. With consistency, you'll build the habits, mindset, and resilience needed to achieve long term success. And eventually, you'll look back and realize just how far you've come. Failure is often seen as something to be feared, avoided, or hidden, but in reality, it is one of the most powerful tools for growth. Every time you fail, you are presented with an opportunity to learn, adjust, and become better. Failure is not the end of the road, it's a stepping stone to success. The most successful people in the world have failed countless times, but it's their ability to use failure as fuel that sets them apart. Instead of being discouraged, embrace your failures as lessons and use them to propel yourself forward. The key to turning failure into fuel lies in how you reframe your mindset. Instead of seeing failure as a negative experience, try viewing it as an essential part of your journey. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this? Or how can this failure help me improve? By shifting your perspective, you begin to see failure not as a setback, but as a valuable tool that helps you refine your approach and get closer to your goals. When you learn from your mistakes, they no longer define you, they empower you to keep going. Finally, it's important to embrace resilience. Success isn't about never failing, it's about getting back up every time you do. The most successful people aren't immune to failure. They simply know how to get back on track faster. When you use failure as fuel, you build mental toughness and a growth mindset that keeps you moving forward. Each failure becomes an opportunity to grow, improve, and become the person you need to be to reach your ultimate goals. Keep moving, keep learning, and let every failure remind you that success is still within reach.